All right. Yo, never mind. All these empty words for nothing. Anyway, what up, everybody? Thank you for letting me know that the mic is off the whole time. That's a good point. Now, all right, better now. Well, at least we had the music, so it was not like the complete silence. And yeah. All right, yeah. I mean, 7 7 7 7 4 4 double suited. It's a very nice hand, and it also plays very well. You hit a set like a quarter of the time, and if you hit set against aces, you just get it in like super ahead, and you will always get it in. I mean, yes, he got 4 bet, so like he got most of his chips before the flop already in. So yeah, that's hot. But all in all, the hand was alright. We gotta be careful against this guy. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream and thank you, bro, for the info. Now it feels much better. All right, this hand. Probably can call since we are big blind. Might as well call the open ender for small size. Yeah, this hand is not really the best, but we are closing the action, and against 2 ranges it should be alright. Against 3 players it's much worse, I feel. We still have gut shot actually, but not much to do. Let's check the music out actually. Alright. Just checking. Let's try to see showdown. Alright. We won't see the showdown. Now, do we want to bluff catch? It kinda smells fishy a bit. But no way, no way. No way we can call. Unfortunately. Alright. This board, not sure how often we lead. I think we can lead for sure. Yeah, I'll just lead out. I think this guy might not really see bet often because he shouldn't really bet that often. Check raising, of course, is alright, but leading is also just as fine. Alright, we don't have many chips actually. It's not pretty much the start. Alright, this hand, trash. Alright, let's defend this hand. Now we do have a gut shot, but the sizing is just too big. gotta fold. Yeah, it feels good to have a bounty right from the start. And have the tournament buy-in cheaper, reduced. Okay, this is why I don't really like this hand because of the short big blind. Now we are paying equity to him. You know, we have to call. We cannot fold, but we are just behind from pre-flop. Yeah. Like luckily we hit the flop, of course. Bro, 3 times. 3 times is, you know what? Okay, we need to get some good cards in the tournament. Okay. Probably still gonna open, even though this 4 high suit, I mean ace king. The 4 dudes is really bad, but it's double suited. Right. Not much to do on this board. Yeah, this board, I think he should stab like almost everything, even the board just smashes the button called calling range. Now, alright, how to play this hand. Let's actually let's start with a limp. Alright. I mean, it's a standard race, of course, but we kind of wanna respect that the player was pretty aggressive so far, and do not really wanna risk too much. Now we have a not flush draw and a gachot. It's probably close. Not really a big fan of it. The overbet just makes it like if he pots right, it's like just enough to break even call. That I'm not really sure. I mean, like folding is probably all right, but we still do have the king, and there is a tiny little chance maybe that we can sometimes win if it goes check check. Just maybe. No. Probably would have an easier life if we just fold to the overbet. It's probably very strong, but like we can hit the nuts and maybe even get some value on the river. Here, let's try to check it down to the river. Okay, we have an ace of hearts and a top pair and a gut shot, and the board is just perfect for us. We do want to bet. Here, $10, yes. Of course, cannot fold. We have a straight. Alright. Alright, this hand I feel like if he just fold it's kind of fine, but it's double suited. We don't really feel good folding anything double suited. Connected. And I feel better 3-betting the hand and playing heads up rather than calling and playing multi-way. Probably call is the worst option. And fold and raise. I mean, probably don't want to fold. Looks pretty, right? Wow, it's actually pretty big pot. I didn't really pay attention to what happened. Alright. Some check raise on the flop. Alright. Now, so far we run pretty good on the zoom. So, I mean, if we continue this way, we might as well have enough to rebuy in the tournament. Like it looks alright so far. I mean, it's pretty good. Also, the guarantee is built for so many entries that I just feel that the tournament naturally should be pretty good. Although there are also many good players, like really good. Yeah, but all in all, it looks pretty fine. Yeah, it feels like having only 50 big blinds in a tournament. It's like feels like we would be out very soon. Just 50 big blinds. It's like standard hand, like 1 3 bet SPR1, get it in, and that's it. Feels too quick. All right, some beautiful rep. Probably still gonna wanna start checking. Now what? Probably either raise or fold. I mean, if we raise, we can make a better flush draw fold, and we have enough equity against the set. We are actually probably okay. This is not really good. I don't think we can fold. But if you're against a better flush draw, it sucks. Yeah. But the 8 of hearts is actually a straight flush. Alright. We got the dancing Negrano here, and we have just enough for another buy-in in the tournament, so let's go. This was lucky, not really a great spot. However, in the side pot, we were not even ahead. Sucks. I mean, against a set, we are perfectly alright, right? We are flipping or something like that. Oh. Meanwhile, that guy just got knocked out. Wow. He actually got super unlucky. Oh. Wow. He had it all. A very sick hand. All right. We have pocket kings. No chance of c-betting. Doesn't make any sense. Now here we are in position. There is ante. We have some ace suit. Yes. Heads up. We defend for sure. For sure we are calling one bet. We have a gut shot. Still can hit some two pair. Alright, check, check. Let's just check, check. There probably no reason to value bet. Yeah. Alright, do not fold against a min raise. Nice trick, bro. Let's play. Alright, not much on the flop. So actually, alright, we have a gut shot, we have a pair, we have nines. I mean, I'm probably still wanna call. We beat some bluffs, not much. Now, not really. Alright. Let's take a very short break, guys. Yeah. Whatever. I'll be back in a minute. Alright. What up, everybody? And yeah, welcome back. My mic was apparently off in the intro of the stream. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the action. Now, we did actually pretty well after all in the first 2 weeks of the challenge. And today we start our day, actually our whole weekend grind, with a 500 buy-in tournament, which looks pretty good so far. There is a big guarantee. So it's built for many entries, and I believe it should be pretty decent tournament. All right. Yeah. Cannot really continue. All right, here on the river we probably would wanna value bet now. We do wanna call. All right, not much to do. Just fold. Interesting sizing. All right, I think we can slowly start checking the lobby. Maybe there's some nice game. But definitely do not want to play too many tables now. We have one Zoom table right here in the tournament. Yeah, I would really prefer to start grinding slowly. Alright, this hand's too weak to raise, but okay to limp, although with this rake structure we shouldn't really be looking for limps. Alright, we do have a 3 pair. Not much. Actually, a good card after all. Yeah, we do have to defend very wide against 2.5x. Very standard jacks defend. No reason to bet. I mean, we do have many pairs in our range. However, our opponent has all the kings and aces. Yeah, this hand probably for sure bet the turn. We have a strong hand on the turn now. Um, Probably have to fold. But definitely bet the turn. Or maybe just call the river as well. So I don't feel good about folding actually. The jack kind of looks scary, but like still the price is too good to fold. Yeah. All right, our boy doubles up. Against a pot size, I kind of wanna just check raise. Yeah. We have flush draw and overpair. Flipping. All right. We do want to limp here very often. However, with this hand, we prefer to hopefully isolate heads up. I mean, yeah, we do not want to get 3-bet. I think we can bet because like we block some check raises like wraps or whatever. If we get check raised, then we have a very bad hand against that range anyway. Yeah, unfortunately we block bluffs, so probably gonna just fold. On the turn, we might have been actually ahead with our pocket nines against like 5, 7, 6. We blocked that though, or 6 and a gut shot or something. Yeah, I want to start betting after 2 checks. We have open ender and a flush draw just in case, as well as value bet with the top 2. Queens, even though it's a queen, 5-eye suit, I mean we are closing the action, trying to hit the top set. Yeah, not much. We have a gut shot. I mean, there is probably some merit in betting, but you know, don't want to bluff every single gut shot. All right. We start with the limb. I mean, we do not want to fold much. It's double suited. Yeah, we pretty much limp almost everything. All right, here aces. Not suited. I'm gonna 3-bet. It's a pretty good flop. One of the flops we are actually looking for. All right, starting stack was 22k, so we are actually not in that bad of a shape. Only feels bad losing blinds. Only 40 big blinds left. Feels pretty short. All right, pretty many aces today, right? All right. Finally, this hand is good enough to open with our stack and our effective stack. All right, this board is not ours at all. Yeah. Now we are the target at the table with the lowest stack, so they will want our bounty. All right, against an MP we can fold. Ace high, we call for sure. This, I don't think we need to call. Even though the size is small. Wouldn't be surprised if this still would be a call with a king high suit, but not so sure. Alright, aces, rainbow. We do not want to slow play rainbow aces, we want to fast play. Alright, this hand as well. The hand before actually, probably very likely called preflop. Even though it's against MP, the sizing is too good and there's no rake. We have to keep that in mind. Okay, kings. We fold. Double suited feels appealing to limp. Yeah, but this is the situation we do not really want to see. Like as a race right away. Now we have to call. Probably might as well open limp anyway, if even if he doesn't limp. Double suited, queen jack jack, it's not too bad of a hand, but not really the greatest. Anyway, if we keep on running well on Zoom 200, we can probably make the exception and rebuy. Now, we cannot really even call. It feels that's such a steal. And I don't feel like folding, bro. Yeah, just 1/3. Yeah, now we are in a situation where we probably have to call. It sucks. We might be out right now. Alright. But don't worry guys, we will rebuy one time. Alright, we are back in the game. Alright, we just have to ship this board. Alright, we have nothing to do in this hand. But we try to get to see the flop for almost free. Alright. All right, we hit some pretty beautiful wrap in position. Now what? He shouldn't really see bet this flop much. Now let's see what does it mean. I mean, it might as well mean that he would be like pretty strong. Now, yeah, I mean, people might very easily bet here like over pairs and then even call against a raise, and then have a very difficult spot on later streets. That's why I prefer like raising, and even in the case he had like set or something, we still have wrap and position, so like easy call and then let's see the turn. Yeah. Alright, this hand actually don't really lose much when we fold on the cutoff. But I can imagine like raising the hand. Not a big deal. Yeah. Meanwhile, we lost 150 big blind stack on 510. Alright, let's see how many bullets we will spend in this tournament. I really hope we will not spend any more bullet. The later egg is so long still. What? 92 minutes. Wow. Well, let's see. Alright, meanwhile, just chilling at the Zoom table, running very, very hot. Trash, 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 trash. I mean, we cover the bounty. Cannot do really much. This guy seems to go pretty aggressively after bounties. Okay, but reasonable hand. Alright, we do not fold. Okay, it was a trap. All right, bro. I just tried. Never mind. Didn't work. All right, we don't really like the big blind here that is like super short. I kind of want to play. Okay, a rainbow hand we can just fold, even against this sizing. Now here we hit top set. I mean set on the river, value bet for sure. We got there for free. Oh, okay. The hand was really bad. But anyway, yeah, with the rake probably not call against the min raise. But still, should almost never fold against the min raise. Okay, this is, oh, never mind, almost got to the point where we would see flop. We would have to defend for sure. This hand, it's very, very trash. But we are deep. We can play. Alright, this is some very, very good looking flop. Now, slow playing does make some sense. Actually, I would prefer to have a pair on the board, at least. But it's alright. Either bet 1/3 on the flop or okay. Seems like we are not invited to see the river. Okay. Yeah, much better to slow play with a pair because you block one out and you block two pairs and stuff. But anyway, I feel it's alright. Like the turn might create some really crazy action with the short that he can like ship. The other guy can call, and now we can re-raise and put almost all of the chips in on the turn with the hidden nuts, right? And we don't really, I mean, if we bet the flop, some weak flush draw will fold. Now if we hit the flush, we keep the low flush in our opponent's range, so I think it's alright. Here, yeah, I probably want to bet. We block, check raises, rip pocket nines. Now, we have the nut blockers, however, we do not block 6-4, and I feel like we will not make many hands fold. Now, a different story. I don't feel like we're gonna win pretty often, much often. We have a diamond. Now, it's good to block the nut straight. We do not want our opponent to have the nut straight in the range, because it's like a good bluff catching hand. Now, we attack a lot of two pairs and sets. Another straight from the bottom. But yeah, we will make two pairs fold. Alright, here we got some ammunition to get it in. We have a very beautiful hand, almost the best. Okay, this is a pretty good looking flop. Here, no need to bet, right? Alright, if it goes check, 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 I feel we might actually just stab for 1/3. Hoping to get call from like queens or something. I mean, we should probably have the best hand most of the time. I mean, betting turn for like a quarter or 1/3 also makes some sense. Oh. All right. Okay, this board favors us so much more. I think we can try to raise and see what happens. All right, we get called. Never mind. I kind of connected one of the fan. Awesome wrap and backdoor flush draw. Now let's just make it easy and let's bet pot. Same thing. It's hard for our opponent to have a bluff catcher though. I wonder if we get called if we pot. Like technically, it's a good bluff catcher because he doesn't block any bluffs and block the straight. Okay, interesting c-bet on the board where our opponent shouldn't really c-bet much now. Kinda wanna call to keep the deep stack in the hand. Okay, it's a pretty good card. Like, our opponent might hit some straight or something. Never mind. Very likely was some kind of overpair or something. All right. I don't feel too great about this, but we do have some backdoors, and we might see a check on the turn. Cause like this board, you probably see bets 100%. Now, not much to do. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Some fancy line or a misclick maybe. That happens to all of us, right? I've done so many misclicks lately. Alright, it wasn't a misclick, and maybe it was some nice play, actually. Like, I still have bluffs in my range, so For sure gonna fold some hands. Yeah, we are doing not much in the tournament. Second bullet, hopefully the last one. Don't really want to go broke on a one tournament. But every time I say like, okay, I'm gonna just play one bullet, it's so hard to follow up and actually play one bullet. But hopefully no more rebuys. But the tournament just looks too good to not play it. However, our bankroll is pretty short even for one bullet, so we should probably respect that a little bit. Yeah, and let's say not put like 7 bullets in. I doubt we would put that many in anyway. All right, we hit some top set. Let's go. This guy likes to c-bet pot every single time. Yeah, let's just get it in. We do not really want to invite others for a good price. All right. Pretty good shape. Still all right. Yeah. We don't even win the side pot. That sucks. This hand super trash. Maybe if we are all 100 big blinds effective, we can open. But still, well, short. It's a very bad hand. The small blind was short. Čau, díky moc. Drž palce hlavně v turnaji, ať už tam nedáváme žádný kulky. Alright, this is a nice turn. For sure, we want to bet. Alright, this is not nice river. Yeah. It's very hard to actually win. We hope in a check sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, there is no more upcoming tournament, so today is just a very special day that we can just, play around a little bit, uh, play some tournament, and perhaps start the grind a little swingy, and then let's, you know, chill back, relax, playing just Zoom and some cash without any huge swings. Well, hopefully. All right. We seem to flop many straights today. It's interesting. It's interesting. It feels like he has to have a flush draw, like, pretty often. Now, the turn is bad. Though we block full houses, we still do want to bet. I mean, raising flop is also alright. Probably should slow play a little less often. But, if the board is a heart, we probably can get away from the hand. Because it's very likely our opponent has a flush draw. And okay. If the turn is anything but hard and board pair, our opponent will have very hard time playing the hand out of position. And we have a really easy hand to fight back and maybe stack it off somehow. I mean, if he has just aces, he will fold against the race, and he's nearly dead with that hand, or with most of the hands that doesn't have flush draw. So that's why I think like slow playing makes sense. Like two pair and a flush draw and a gut shot, always raise. Alright, this zoom looks not really too bad, like it's mostly regs, and every now and then there is some fun spot. I mean, I like to play it even though it's like that, because like, especially after a couple days break, you kind of want to get into the drill, actually warm up and like, get inside the hands and play. And then later on in the evening, probably we will add regular tables and we will be back to a regular grind. Alright, we have a gut shot and a 6. I mean, we actually have showdown value and we don't want to get check raise. We don't block any diamonds. I don't think it's a good bluff on the flop. And we have a gut shot that we do not want to fold. Now it's gonna be very hard to win, and I don't really like to bluff, so just give up this hand. What's up, Malaka? Yo, what up, bro? Welcome back. Pretty good. Feel pretty fresh, relaxed, and ready to grind. How about you? Mm. I feel like when we are 25 big blinds deep, it doesn't make sense much anymore to open raise smaller size. Yeah, I mean, we can probably expect a loose squeeze. We have ace, queen, queen, 8. We have a chance to win one bounty before we go. All right. We are... All right, pretty good shape. It's a very good shape. That's all right. So we stay in the tournament and pick up one bounty. Now, don't really fold. Don't really want to fold 3 pair. Almost. Almost. Alright, even though we double up, we are still like almost last. That's crazy. Okay, this hand is not really the best, but we are fairly deep. And we do wanna use the positional advantage. Oh, alright. Looks better. We are in the middle. I feel like we can start betting because we will get value from a worse queen X, and we will have queen pretty often. Now rainbow kings out of position. Let's just fold. Here, probably just want to keep betting. Not sure if you want to bet like too big. We kind of want to, you know, make flushes call as well. All right, so pretty hand. I like it. It can hit many straight flushes and hopefully one day bad beat, but hopefully on higher stakes. But anyway, on any stakes, the bad beat jackpot is helpful. All right, we check like probably everything. Now, if this guy has pocket tens and we hit the straight flush, you know, we hit the bad beat. Cannot fold. All right, so there's some chance this dude will have quads or better straight flush. All right, that's a good sign. If he has quads, probably not folding. I hope he didn't fold pocket tens. Maybe it's better to just call in this situation, because that guy might be unaware of the bad beat and maybe fold worse hand, but I doubt he would fold pocket tens, right? Like quads. Yeah, so rewards is rake back. And yeah, because we rake pretty a lot on especially 2-5, 5-10. It goes pretty fast. So rewards and promotions, leaderboard. We also rank pretty good in the leaderboards, like overall. I mean, once there was like a second place in a 1020 leaderboard. That's like 500. When I went to sleep like 2 hours before the end of the day, it was the first place, and then like once the happy hour hits, one guy just made all the points, and even though he was not really in a, not even like top 5 or 10, within 2 hours just playing mini tables with happy hours, just managed to take the first, which was 900. But yeah, it all adds up. It's like probably daily like 200-300 from the leaderboards, from 510 to 1020. And yeah, rake back is pretty big. Yeah, I believe probably the guy had something like a nut flush or something. I really do hope he didn't like misclick or something. This guy probably better next time just call, just in case, because the bet beat is pretty big compared to what you gain from extra call. What do you guys think? Did he fold the quads? Like for sure didn't fold straight flush, right? But maybe some quads. All right, do we want to bluff this guy with some blocker? Probably not. Mm. No, it doesn't make sense for him to fold quads, right? So it won't let me sleep. In my dreams, there will be like him folding the quads. Okay. Probably very easy hand. Check fold. Okay, not that easy. I like the check. We don't have a single heart. Although we do have many flushes here. So, I mean, we should lead. I would prefer to lead with hearts. Let's just not bet this air. Like we have more flushes. But our opponent will probably not fold aces against one single bet. Well, I prefer to have at least one heart. So we actually do block some flushes. Okay. Let's limp in. It's almost a straight. Now, if we hit the jack, we also have a redraw to a king. We don't have the potots right at all, but it's knockout and he has very little chips. It's probably not too bad. We have like not really a big chance actually. We don't need a jack of hearts. Okay, this board definitely we can lead. Although the gut shot from the bottom is not really the best hand in the world. All right. Interesting. I think we will respect that and just fold. All right. We hit something on the flop. Yeah. The sizing is very, very big. We have big draw, not flush draw. And even a 5 might be good actually. Okay, we block both fives. Probably just want to bet. Yeah. All right. Interesting. If we 4-bet and this guy will help us to get it in, that would be an amazing situation. However, very likely not. Alright, not much to do. This board just smashes this guy. Here, probably just have to fold right away. Nobody had an ace. OK, díky za tip. Já momentálně to moc nepoužívám, ale mrknu na to. Furt slyším, že to používá hodně lidí, tak by to mohlo být fajn. I still feel like the guy folded pocket tens. Damn. Should just call. Just imagine the guy not knowing about the bad beat and telling his friends like, yo, I made a like super great fold, like I had quads, but the guy for sure had straight flush, so I bet he raised, I fold. I made the best fold. Not knowing he just missed like 16k or something like that. Jackpot. And everybody else as well. Alright. We probably cold call. This board favors us a lot, but we still do not want to bet this hand. Still do not want to bet. Now we have a perfect bluff catcher. I mean, the deuce kinda blocks some flushes. Or you can just value bet, I guess. Two pair. Alright, we need to survive at least 42 minutes in the tournament, so we make sure we will not have the possibility to rebuy anymore. That's our only chance, probably. Now, actually, I do not want to buy in too late to this kind of tournament. It's progressive bounty. Yeah, but still, I mean, now there are way more players than they needed for the guarantee. 400 entries, 408 actually. Shit, this guy has 100 big blinds. Alright, now he is the killer of the table, going after every bounty. Three-way all-in, very nice. Alright. Alright. Now I feel like there's gonna be a battle for this bounty, but we cannot join with these cards. Maybe if we can limp. Now. Right, here probably makes sense to bet with pocket fives, because now it makes sense to bet with a straight that is low. Maybe even the turn, but not really. Better bet the river. Alright, we would have scooped the bounty with 6. But yeah, we would be in a very, very, very bad shape. Risking to bust before the late reg ends. We need to survive. Not even in the money, but until the late break close. That's most important. Yeah, sometimes I think I should hire the bankroll manager. All right, let's just check. We have a gut shot now, actually. Wow, and we hit it. Now let's value bet. Better than bluffing, right? All right. Okay, I'm not really sure if we should play every single hand in the bomb pods, the splash pot. But there's 20 in the middle, come on. All right. We didn't see a double pair yet today, did we? Although it's rainbow, but still can hit same amount of sets. All right. Now we go for it. Probably gonna, very likely gonna invite somebody else because our bounty is alive to the whole table. But we do have a good hand. So let's see, we don't actually like, we don't mind. Oh shit. Wow, 4-way line, okay. Never mind. We probably have to rebuy. That sucks. Still 30 minutes left. It's a pretty good tournament. We shouldn't really put another bullet in. Let's think about it for a minute. Alright, we are back in the tournament. Unfortunately, we bust before the late registration closed, and actually, we only have 16 big blinds. That's so stupid to bind this late into the tournament. But the tournament just looks so good. I can't help myself. Sorry. Okay. It's kind of risky because like he see bet the flop means he can have nut flush. I can see sometimes just chicken back to the river and either let him bluff or really bet the river. Here, not much to do. Like probably standard raise before the flop, but I kind of don't want to get out right away. Hopefully, I want to survive a little bit. Okay, this hand, it's not the best. Out of position, but we do not want to play multi-way. So a 3-bet feels better. Now we have a gut shot, top pair. Here we have a beautiful hand. All right, I mean, do we want to choose flop or just get it in right now? Let's get it in, whatever. Here we can also probably ship it. All right, this board. All right, we didn't really play for too long. Now we probably shouldn't really go for another rebuy, right? It's only 16 big blinds now. Let's try not to rebuy. I mean, if we buy, and we pretty much need to make the final table to be break even. I don't know if you should think like that. But the tournament still looks too good. The thing is, if we rebuy and there is still 30-minute late reg, we need to get lucky to survive the 30 minutes. So let's play one hand here and all right. This is the last one. Yeah. Hopefully. Let's actually try this bullet to be the last one. Okay, easy fold. We can survive another minute in the tournament. Yeah, I mean, there's of course a huge variance in the tournaments. It was a really nice spot to go for all in, but still there was like a huge chance we were gonna get out. But they show pretty trashy hands. I mean the worst hand, actually no, kings were in the hand too. Kings were really bad. Alright, we have some trips. I think it's okay to check since we have open-ender with it. We can delay c-bet some pretty much all of the turns. We have queen jack. That means if he hits straight, we hit full house. A good setup. Yeah. Probably just gonna fold against the pot. We do block bluffs, unfortunately. Okay, and this should really be the last bullet because it feels like we are so much behind with only like 10 big blinds while everybody else has just so much more. So shall this be your last bullet? Unfortunately. Actually, hopefully. Let's try not to rebuy. Okay, another hand that we can easily fold and make it another minute in the tournament. Now people do tank on the bubble. How about we tank before the late rate closes, just to make sure we will not burn any more buy-ins in the tournament. Okay. Oh shit. We are probably all in. We need to double up. This might be our last hand in the tournament. Can't really go anywhere. Brutal flop. Gotta get it in. 50-50. All right. Now, let's actually try a little harder, not to rebuy. Let's bring in some cash game instead. Meanwhile, here, I don't want to fold, but I don't have a time bank. Did we block a 7 as well? No. I don't think it's a good fold. But we were too slow to call. Alright. Some aces. Alright, if we win really quick for 1 or 2 buy-ins in cash, let's rebuy. But actually, the late reg was like 30 minutes still, and you only get 16 big blinds, which means like how many big blinds will you get when the late reg ends? Not much to do on this board, especially with this guy having SPR 4, but even SPR 2, it's too weak to get it in. Yeah. Yeah, I kinda missed the tournament, so let's hope we double up really quick. Somewhere. Alright, Rainbow Kings, let's not even open that hand. Okay. Alright, yeah, we have more cash games now running. Yeah, keep my hands away from the keyboard and mouse. We do not want to rebuy it. Alright. Bottom 2 and some gut shot. I mean, we got a call. Yeah, just gonna bet pot. Alright, let's bring in this 2-5 table. And let's just check 5-10 every now and then whenever there's some action. Uh, Alright, this hand probably just gonna fold 3 clubs. I mean, on a small blind, 200 big blinds deep, out of position. None of these attributes sound appealing to play a hand. Alright. We do want a 3-bet. It's a pretty good flop. Alright, we do want to play this hand. Hopefully, maybe we can hit bet with jackpot in this game. Now, it would be really, really nice. I'll just call the 7 high suit. It's not the best, besides the fact we can hit jackpot. We have open-ender, block straight. Our range contains a lot of straights, although this guy probably as well. Now, do we wanna triple barrel bluff? Probably not. Actually, we do not block any club, so maybe why not? All right, cannot bluff this river. Have to give up against a straight. Okay, now we are very short. Alright, we have a chance to double up in here. Okay, never mind. No tournament today. Cannot really fold. All right, so we do start the week with a little swing. Now it's time to just keep grinding. Maybe, maybe, take a look at the light rec. When does it close exactly? And maybe just register at the end of the late reg. 11 minutes left. You know, all right. Sometimes we do want to see bet, especially when we have either straight or blockers. All right, we have beautiful double pair. Never mind. Actually, this board we should be leading. Not sure if this hand is the best to lead. All right. Now it feels more natural. We actually even block something. Like if I want to bluff the river, I prefer now to for sure to have a club in the hand. So in the tournament, blinds. If we buy now, we have 12 big blinds. There's a break actually. So very likely we would start with 12 big blinds. I mean, it's not bad. I thought we were gonna have like 8 or 10 big blinds. Now 12. We might give it a shot one last time, but this time last minute late reg, so there's no way we can rebuy. Yeah, and if we bust, probably gonna take a break and come back later. Probably. Alright, 5 minutes left in the late rag. The price pool is very big. I can't resist. It's probably going to be very close to ITM. All right. Four minutes left. Now they are still on break. Okay, we have a pretty playable hand. I kind of like this one. Especially when you full play Jack 10 deuce. This is not too bad actually. We might also lead this board, as well as check raise is also fine. Check call as well. I mean, we have flush draw. Check, check. Now we wanna block bet for sure. All right. So after all, the flush didn't really help. It's probably to lose. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. Yeah, so I guess after this we will probably have to play some PL 100 Zoom for a little bit to recover at least a bit. All right, 1 minute left. One last bullet, guys. One last bullet. Now, hopefully, for real. Yes. We are actually very lucky. We do not get dealt in yet. So very likely the late reg will be closed when we get our first hand. That would actually mean that this time, for real, this would be the last bullet. And we would keep our word after all. Now, I still hope that guy didn't really fold pocket tens. I think it would be sick. It doesn't make any sense to fold, right? But anyway, better just call and see. Alright. The late reg is closing, but still there's like 1 minute left. We have to tank. The moment we get cards, we will use the time bank. Yeah. Okay, first hand, easy fold. We are alive. But let's just make sure we get into... In my opinion, it's pretty much like getting in the money, getting after the late reg. Okay. 3-bet or call. Alright, guys. The late reg is over, and this is actually the last buy-in. It's not gonna hurt no more. Now, average stack is like 7 times bigger. 6 times. We will hopefully get there as well. Alright, we just fold. Nothing gonna flop. Damn, it feels great. We are actually... After we made it through the late reg. It took us only 5 bullets. But now, no more. 100%. Now, if you guys want to know something about the bankroll management or something, please don't ask me. And let me know, because I want to know. I think we're okay. Alright, seems like everybody is willing to eat our bounty. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, gotta be careful and not give it away for free. Here we do not block 9-6, but we have flush draw and we block jacks. Alright, come on, we only have not much really. Okay, I feel if we can overlimp, it's actually good because this guy likely will not race into this guy. So we are somewhat protected, right? Good price. Good thing we are not there, because we would be like hooked in. Yeah, one big blind, that's a lot. So 56 players are in the money. We are 81 now. Damn. Okay, 8 big blinds. I'm not sure. This might actually be a race. I'm pretty sure it's a race. No. Ace queen. It's not the best hand, but like at the same time, we will probably not get into a really good spot. And we have to get it in. We are against any 4. Good flop, not a good turn. And let's see the river. How long can we survive in this tournament? That's not our card. So not very long. I feel like we have to ship 8 big blinds with this hand. On the button. Although we have no fold equity, that's kind of sick. But we have no time to wait for a better hand, really. Do we? Not sure. It would be hard to get any money anyway. Alright, so this was the very awesome tournament. 1 bullet at the end. And didn't really cash anything. Meanwhile, we ran pretty good at the 1-2 Zoom game. But lost at 5-10, so kind of broke even at cash games. Yeah. Yeah, probably gonna take break and not sure if we will grind in the evening today, since we played during the day. Yeah, not really a big fan of playing this hand. Multi-way, out of position. In position for sure, on the small blind. Especially with the rake, I don't think it's necessary. Alright guys, thank you everybody who joined me today in the tournament special day. Now we only spent one bullet in the tournament, and unfortunately was very unlucky that didn't run it up from the first one. And yeah, maybe we did a couple of rebuys that was completely out of the bankroll, but we believe the tournament was really good. Trust me. Um, I hope there will not be any more tournaments like this because I do not want to play them, but they just look so good, right? Yeah. Anyway, we run pretty well, at least in the Zoom pool. Broke even in a cash game. We still have plenty of time now. We should be more careful with the bankroll, I think, in the future, at least on cash games. Now, let's take some break and perhaps I feel like I would be back in later in evening, probably 7 p.m. But I'm not 100% sure. So if I don't see you guys today, later on, for sure, I will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, probably 7 p.m. as always. So far. I hope I will see you guys today again, though. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for bearing with me, and hopefully there is no more tournament like this.